Today we're in Yellowknife and we're about to meet Charlotte Morritt Jacobs, who just bought her first tiny home. Charlotte's quite young, and I'm sure there comes a lot of obstacles to having so much freedom and also so much responsibility being a new homeowner. So let's go take a look and see how she's faring in her new tiny home. Oh.
What do you think a tiny house would go for in Yellowknife?
No, we can't.
It feels like you're living in an adult fort.
Hi, Charlotte. These are for you.
Oh, thank you.
Look at your tiny home. Did you build this?
No, I didn't build it. However, I've done quite a bit of work to it over the last year that I've lived in it.
How big is it?
So it's approximately 284 square feet.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Very tiny.
A tiny home. Why do you live here?
It's cheap.
Okay.
It's sustainable.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've always wanted to do.
Coming in here really spoke to me because it was another woman who had built it with the same sort of mindset of having a space to be able to do yoga, have a layout where it would invite her to be outside.
Housing in Yellowknife is definitely a challenge. The first year I lived here, I think I rented 4 places. I've never lived alone. The goal would be first to make sure that it is off-grid, to winterize it a little more. When our first big freeze hit, it was snow and frost accumulating everywhere.
You're living in a little freezer.
It was, yeah.
Oh my God.
But it's a work in progress, always. When I moved in, I was terrified of having to downsize everything.
Yeah.
I'm a pack rat by nature, and I have just so much extra gears.
Oh boy.
Much bigger, and
Very
there's
organized.
a bee's nest as well. I don't think I've ever dealt with bees before,
Well,
but
me either.
a lot of things as homeowners that I've never dealt with before.
So buying this tiny house was another challenge in living alone, and I guess a gift of sobriety to be able to afford it. When I bought the place, I was over a year sober, which allowed me to save money. If I had still been drinking, I would not have been able to afford it.
Wait, so you own this?
Yes, this is mine.
Yours?
This is mine.
How much did you pay for this?
Ooh, can you
I ask?
guess?
Oh.
What do you think a tiny house would go for in Yellowknife?
I know what a trailer would go for. Like, I'm gonna say 150,000.
What? Oh, no.
Lower?
Down.
90,000.
Down.
60,000? 40,000?
I ended up purchasing it for 29.
No.
Yeah.
Stop.
It was such a good deal. She wasn't looking to make a profit.
And what does this cost you a month?
A month, about $350 to
$350?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
It's living minimally though, and you'll see inside. I'm figuring out my running water, my honey bucket.
Yeah.
But there's still things, there's still work to
Still
be
work
done.
to be done.
This is my
tiny
tiny house.
house. Oh my God, it's so tiny.
It is. But everything you see here is pretty much what I own.
Did you downgrade too?
Yes.
You got rid of a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I didn't have that much furniture, but it was things like, I owned 6 towels.
Right.
It's like, what kind of queen am I? What
Right.
kind of queen? Nobody needs 6 towels. It's an ongoing purge every season. My plan is to build shelves. Right now I have some storage underneath here. This will turn into a futon to be able to host folks.
Oh wow.
This takes a little bit of adjustment as well. It feels like you're living in an adult fort. The one thing that I did have to compromise when I purchased the tiny house is not having an oven. I don't have a microwave. I don't have like a lot of those sorts of things. I realized that I don't really need them. I don't have the space for them. And I only have a small mini fridge. So this is my wood stove. Myself and my partner installed it with the help of a lot of YouTube.
Oh my gosh, Charlotte.
Yeah, and the fact that it is on the floor means that it heats up my floor, which is nice. You could wall mount it, but you'd be missing out. I would say that it's more sustainable than how I was living, just because I've reduced my energy costs. I've reduced literally my output, my waste. My carbon footprint, I would like to say, is minimal the way that I'm heating my home. The one nice thing about tiny house living is you're constantly looking outside, you want to be in nature, and there's only so much time you can spend in a tiny house in the dark of winter before needing to get outside. The amount of water that I use has changed dramatically. I realize that you don't actually need that much water.
Right.
You're turning the tap off, if you brush your teeth.
Right.
It is something I'd like to figure out and invest in, whether it's having a water tank outside in the storage area and winterizing it, or figuring out like a heated line. It's a work in progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just understanding that everything is a work in progress, and it will take some time for conveniences to save me time. Right now, not having hot water means that I have a kettle on the stove and I'm heating up water and then washing my face like I'm in Little House of the Prairie. And it takes time. I can't just wash my face quickly and then fall asleep. It's a process. So right now I am hooking up my shower line to a garden hose. I am hooking up my propane to my water line. This is just a simple camp shower. A lot of folks use them for cabins and off-grid situations, but they do tend to get very, very hot. This is going to be a learning process for me as I get used to a camp shower.
Do you miss apartment living at all, or?
I realize that I miss the convenience and the time factor. Knowing what I know now, I'd love to build my own tiny home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Were you always handy?
No,
No.
not at all.
Okay.
No.
So you're learning as you go. Like you.
I am.
Do you, as a woman, find that like there's stigmatism or stigmatization around using power tools or borrowing them or like building things?
There hasn't been that much. There has been a lot more talk around propane and propane accessories than I ever thought. Or generators, you know,
Yeah.
like when I hear guys talking about certain things that they're using on their cabins, and I might not look like a very likely source to be eavesdropping, but I do.
Do you think this movement will take off here?
Considering we do have a housing shortage, there'll be just more opportunities and more interest. So I'm hoping that this could become a viable solution for not only Yellowknife, but all the 33 communities in the NWT.
What do you do with all your new time?
I actually live like 20 feet away from a lake that in the summer is beautiful to canoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we go?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go. Woo!
You have your choice.
Wow. Okay, I've never carried one of these though. No.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, there you go. Have you ever
Wow.
done this before?
No.
No? Okay.
And we go this way?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Look at you go.
Can't see a thing.
Turn left a little bit. Once more. Yeah. Look at you. You're steering us. Do you really have no experience steering?
I'm none.
How did you like it?
I loved it.
Good.
You have a beautiful home. You're living sustainably. You're saving money.
Is there anything that you think you could change about your current living after seeing a tiny house?
Well, I'm certainly like aware already of the amount I consume or throw out. But yeah, I think that there are certain things I could do differently and better. Like doing this.
Thank you for visiting.
Thank you for having me. I stole one thing from your house. Please let me know if you ever figure it out. And it may have been your heart.
Oh.
Thanks, Backcountry Hustle. See you on the next episode. No.